Hello and welcome to another Mass Debate, and this time it's all about David Sullivan and David Gold. We'll be mass debating about David Sullivan and David Gold. The title's a bit clickbaity. Are they forgiven? I'm going to assume most people's answers are no, but it's more about, are they on the road to being forgiven? Are they on the road to repairing their sort of what was once bored out status? It's now time of recording. We've signed for now 2-3 goalkeepers. No one else is like, it's 22nd of June basically at the time of recording, just for context in case something happens. Does anyone wish to start? Well, actually I'm going to start with you, Jamie, because I know you personally. You were very bored out, and bored out so much that you've stopped attending home games.
Yep, I haven't been to a home game in well over a year. It's nothing to do with transfers or nothing like that. I won't go back until they give us what they promised us, a world-class stadium. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they say that?
Yeah. World-class
stadium, which is not what it is in my opinion. I've definitely been. And world-class players. The players are getting there. Like the transfers are improving, obviously. But the stadium, no. Unless they sort out, I won't be going back.
But you still attend away games.
Yeah, away games, yeah. I'll be at away games.
I've seen him plenty of times at away games.
Obviously, at the away games I'll be at.
So have you not been tempted to go back to the home games for the football?
No. Even if we qualified for a Champions League semi-final, no, wouldn't be there. Millwall wouldn't be there. I'd turn up at Stratford for a Champions League semi-final. I would not go to the game. No.
It's a bit extreme.
No, wouldn't be there. No, wouldn't be there.
I don't know if I admire the principality, like your principles there. I don't know if I admire them, or if it's a bit cut your nose off to spite your face a little bit. And
well, I've been told by a lot of people, oh, blah blah blah. Oh, you're just doing this for attention seeking. No, it's ridiculous. If I say something, I've said it from the second I said, oh, this stadium doesn't appeal to me. I just don't want to go back. It just doesn't appeal to me. And unless they sort it out, it just does not appeal to me.
Interesting. Ash, have you sort of softened your stance on the board at all in the last 12 months?
I'm not fans of them by any stretch of imagination. I think it's more Sullivan that's the issue, to be honest. But
what's he got to do then? What's he got to do to? Well, 12 months ago. Wait. 12 months ago, what did you want him to do? If I said to you, what would you like Sullivan to do in order for you to say, yeah, right, fair enough, Sullivan? What would you want him to do 12 months ago?
Stop making fake promises for a start.
Has he done that in the last 12 months?
Yeah.
What else?
To be fair,
he brought in his director of football.
He stopped his son going on Twitter or Facebook, wherever it was he was doing. That stopped, and obviously he's given him a job to younger squad. But I think there's too much damage that's been done with all the lying that they used to do. They haven't lied as much now, but I still think they've done too much. They've made too much damage to be able to repair it now. And the fact that when they sold us a complete lie. That is a massive thing, just the fact that we've gone from the Berlin. But at the same time saying that, I'm not as angry as a lot of people that we left, because to me, going to Olympic Stadium, that's managed to get me a season ticket. I would never have been able to get a season ticket at Upton Park, so for that, I'm grateful for that. And I can understand why it pisses a lot of people off. They used to be season tickets at Upton Park, because obviously it's a proper home and that, but I think it's going to take a lot of time to make the Olympic Stadium our home. It's getting better. It's not, by no stretch of the imagination is it actually there yet, but if they keep on putting the money into the club now, the whole thing with that whole lending money and then charging interest thing, that's still a bit rubbish, but that ain't going to change, is it? So I think
doesn't matter. I mean, 2020, they're due to take their final. I like this service in here.
I'll tell you what, the barmaid looks a bit ropey.
I need to do another video in 5 minutes to see if the same thing happens again. But I don't even know what I was going to say. What was I talking about?
don't know. You're
stadium, mate, the
Jack,
stadium.
you were
the
about to
stadium.
respond to Ash, but then what happened? The young lady came and placed the beverage down on the table, and he'd been distracted.
I'm not even sure anymore. We're just going to crack on with something now. John, what's your thoughts on the board, etc.?
I've been massively critical over the last 5-6 years of them in terms of how they've dealt with everything. But to their credit, over the last 18 months to 2 years, they've massively come up higher than I was expecting them to do. If we didn't have all this socio stuff, I would say that we're still making the steps in the right direction. This is 10 steps back as far as I'm concerned, but we'll talk about that at another point, I'm sure. I was against, like everybody else, I was against the move from the bowling. I'm a 4th generation supporter, so all my literally family right from Thames Ironworks days and from when we moved there to the bowling have always been there, so it takes a lot of family memories away. But at the same point, we've got 90% more capacity fans than we did then, give or take a few percentage. And like if you say, Ash, that's one of the reasons why you've been able to get a season ticket as a result of it. So there are good pluses of it. It's not a football stadium for me. Yes, you can play football in it, but it's not what I deem as a football stadium. It's it is exactly as everybody knows it to be. It is a multi-event stadium, and that's it. But we've been there for 3 years now. I'm used to it. I don't see the tarpaulin over the old seats anymore. I just completely ignore it. I just take it for what it is. But as I say, I respect the board in terms of what they've done recently, but not. They've had a shocking decade in charge. Looking at the bigger picture.
What I'm hearing is West Ham fans saying, I'm not going in there. Then I'm hearing other West Ham fans saying, well, the atmosphere isn't good. But surely there's a correlation here.
Do you know what? I agree with that. But it takes so much more than just me to put out to my people that I know. Oh, blah blah blah. So much saying, oh, we don't like the stadium, blah blah blah. And then they just like, oh yeah, but I love West Ham. Okay, we'll go watch West Ham then. Whatever. But it's more than just watching West Ham. It's like, do you know, Blackpool, for example, the other year, none of their fans went to home games. And what do? They forced their owners out.
Yeah, the Oysters.
The Oysters. They forced them out. They're gone. What was it? 2 seasons?
What, it took them to get them out?
Well, yeah.
I mean, they've been there a long time, but...
Well, yeah, but from when they started the protest to when they got them out, how long did it last? 2 seasons?
Yeah, and not only that, it actually forced a documentary, so you had the, I can't, whether it was the BBC or whoever, it forced media companies to put pressure on them. There was pressure certainly from TalkSport. Everybody started hearing the tales of what was going wrong.
Exactly. How long did that last? What, 2 seasons?
A couple of years, yeah.
So how many Blackpool fans got on board? A lot.
Almost all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
But none of West Ham fans do this. I think it's not obviously not just me, but I don't support the board. I don't go to home games. Don't buy anything from the club shop. Anything like that. All my fans, not all my fans. I'm not that popular. all the West Ham fans, they're like, oh yeah, I'll still go watch West Ham. I'll still buy from the club. No, none of that. I could never do any of that. But I try to get my point across that you're giving money to the board, but they don't buy it. They're like, oh no, but it's still West Ham.
Do you not need to be realistic though and accept that what you were promised, which was the world class stadium, world class players, ain't happening? But the thing is, Jamie, it might not ever happen. So are you always forever going to stay away from West Ham's home games?
No. Eventually, I think it will happen. Within 2.
Well, how is the stadium going to turn world class in 2 seasons then?
Well, we've got, haven't we? That. Then they say we're going to.
Yeah, but there's no plans for it.
No, they did know.
Yeah, the company went bust. What, the ones that were going to do the stand-up retractable thing?
No, there's no. It was just that we're looking into this.
Yeah, the company went bust the season that we moved in.
No, that's different. That's a different thing.
I thought it was literally the last summer.
Yeah. That's just what he's talking about. The new thing. But that's literally just a pipe dream at the minute. There's no definites about that.
No, obviously, I'm not going back until it's happened. I'm not going back.
So if they square off the Bollymore Lower, you're going to turn up at home games.
It's a potential, but no, it's not a definite. I just want it how it was at Upton Park. You're
But
close
that's the
to
thing,
the pitch.
we'll never get that.
Well, no, you're close to your pitch. which is obviously it's a very hard task. Yeah, I can't. Really,
I know what you mean, Jamie, but sorry to interject, but what my argument with it is that I've never heard anybody complain about being at Wembley. Both grounds.
it's because it's a one-off. Wembley's a one-off. You're not there like every home game. It's not every other week.
I think
Wembley's a one-off.
I think that's a very valid point.
It's a cup final or cup semi-final or whatever. Like you're there for once a season.
Distance away from the pitch is
I don't matter. It's
give or take a few yards. Is
Yeah,
exactly
well,
the
yeah,
same.
obviously, but it's once a season though.
But
As opposed to every other
I
week.
think he makes a good point, because if we were to play away to a European team in Europa League and they had the world's biggest running track around the pitch, you wouldn't complain about it. You still go because it's a Europa League game.
Yeah, but, well, it's
you
away.
wouldn't say I'm not going because it's got a running track.
Yeah, but
You still go.
yeah, exactly. It's not every other week.
I
get the point, but it's it's this kind of I mean, from my personal point of view, when I was in the Bobby Moore lower at the bowling, my view's 10 times better than it was as a result of it.
Yeah.
So for me, I get it, but I don't agree with it at the same point. It's more a fact of that. It's more the what's the word? The capitalist move is more the fact that why people aren't going there, because it's not. It's like with a lot of the fans have been singing to us the last couple of seasons. You're not West Ham anymore, and I get it 100%. I don't agree with it, but I see why they're saying it.
Yeah.
You know, we are still West Ham. We're still having the same problems every single season, but it's the venue isn't what you would associate as West Ham, and that's what the core of the problem is.
Yeah, I agree.
I do wonder though, would people still be saying the same thing if, since we moved there, we were winning? Because we've had the first 3 seasons we were there. We were.
That's a good question because
pretty
what they said.
If we were winning every week, I don't think anyone would have any problem with the stadium, anything. Because we'd be like, we're Champions League.
Karen Brady's words were world-class stadium in a world-class team or whatever it was.
She don't know what she's talking about.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
PR stuff. That's all that is.
But do you
So it's all swings and roundabouts, really,
At some
isn't it?
point, you not need to accept that and just almost put up with it a little bit. Have you never been tempted though? You go to Spurs away, right? If you go Spurs away, we win. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, you go there, you win. The feeling must be amazing. Have you never been tempted? Actually, I'm going to go to the next home game.
No, it doesn't. Like I went Spurs. What was it? End of April. It didn't tempt me to go to the next home game. No way.
I'm almost.
The pub. I'll go to the pub. I'll go for the day
surprised
out.
at that. You must be in a very small minority, and I have, some respect to you for that, because I think if I went to Spurs away and you won, I couldn't wait to get to the next game, home or away. I'd be wanting to get in the door.
I haven't been tempted for at least a year to go to the home ground. No way. There's nothing that tempts me.
So if they squared off the stand, you'll be tempted.
It just doesn't.
What about bringing back the Hammerettes, mate? Would that take you back?
Pardon?
Bringing back the Hammerettes, would that take you back?
Oh, mate, no, not really. No, I've had enough of females. I've had enough of them. But no, on a serious note, if the ground is, it's just so much. So different to the bowling. I just can't word it how different it is to the bowling.
Well, we all know how different it is.
It's just so hard to describe it how different it actually
Everyone
is.
knows how different it is. The difference is people's acceptance levels, I think, are different. You're one side of extreme, and there's other people who prefer the London Stadium, which is at the other side of the barometer, if you like, and respect to both and stuff. You probably wish you were at the other side of the barometer, etc. So what have the board got to do for you? Do they literally have to deliver world-class stadium and world-class players for you to forgive them?
No, there's no forgiveness. Well, there may be a level of forgiveness, but
there's got to be at some point. Otherwise,
tolerance. There might be a level of tolerance.
Yeah, exactly. It will go with tolerance. Wait, so what did you say?
forgive them.
No, yeah, but world-class stadium or world-class
Is that
stadium?
what has to be delivered?
So world-class stadium, right? Okay, so world-class stadium to me.
Oh, but is that what they've got to deliver?
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, 100%.
So let me chuck out. Well, think of a random scenario to chuck at Jamie. All three of you. I'm going to chuck you the first one. West Ham win the FA Cup this season. You're still not going to say, you know what, fair play to the
I'll
board.
be at the final.
Yeah, but will
be
you
the
not
final.
say fair play to the board because they helped build this team?
No, not really, because anyone could win the FA Cup final. Like Wigan won the FA Cup final against Man City, did they not? Or did
Yeah,
they
you're a
to-
tough customer.
When they were
Oh no,
relegated.
well, yeah, well, did they not?
Yeah, but like...
Ben Watson, the ginger nerd, scored a cup final winner against
Nothing
Man
wrong with ginger
City.
people. Come on.
Sorry, sorry.
Sorry.
Have you got any scenarios to throw at Jamie that say, would you...
Yeah, but
If we, like I said earlier, if we, when we did move and we were challenging for Europe, obviously we didn't have any of the relegation weren't even an issue, we wouldn't have to think of that. Would you have still been, I don't want to go? Or is it just not the level of football?
Yeah, I would have been that sort of level. The stadium does not appeal to me. It does not appeal to me. I'll obviously back West Ham, home, well, not home, away every week.
Away and away.
It's still,
Away and away.
The thing is, that it's still the same football club. It's still the same owners.
It is the same owners, but the money that I put in when I go to away
team, yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
I get
what.
that.
When I pay for my home season ticket, I'll sell it straight on. So my money does not go to them. Whoever buys it off me goes to them. Sort of like that sort of.
It's on a ticket exchange.
Can you think of anyone off the top of your head that you'd rather have in charge of West Ham other than our chairman? Right?
Off the top of my head.
Well, Jamie's not going to know Malaysian millionaires, is he?
I mean, like some people say
Jamie is not going to know much because lined up here, he's got 4. Jaeger wants
Well, you only have 2.
Wow. Dear me. Well, if we're carrying on with the board conversation, let's go.
He made up the boards.
Well, yeah, give me 10 minutes.
My personal opinion for you, Jamie, I know you've been battered during this, but I'll get on to them too in a minute. Because I think we all respect you for what you're standing up for yourself and you're not refusing to buckle, because you could argue that perhaps people like myself who did have an issue should maybe have done what you've done. But in all honesty, I couldn't. I just couldn't not go to home games and stuff. So I do respect that. Like, gee, I just hope that one day you find a reason to come back to home games, because while for every Spurs away, there's a Man U at home last season that you've missed out on, and like you're missing out. I just feel like you're missing out on memories. You're missing out on good times. You know, I don't find that some of your fans still go to home games.
All of them. All of them still go.
So
I think I'm the only one. But no, yeah, but you look at games like Blackpool, like teams like Blackpool. They haven't been to their fans haven't been to home games.
I would challenge you to name another 2 clubs in England that have done similar in one.
Charlton. Well, I say Charlton, but their fans turn up for the playoff final, which is a load of bollocks. Theirs just as plastic as our fans. So I'm not Charlton, but who else we got? Blackburn, maybe.
It's rare. My point is, it's very
rare.
rare.
It is rare.
And I just think what you're standing for, it's almost like a one army protest.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, but I feel like you're missing out. You're missing out.
No, I'm not missing out.
He's not missing out because he's going to games. He's not missing out. None of us are missing out.
I'm not missing out.
I feel like
have
you never? There's been no game last season. You know, Man United at home and Arsenal at home. That you've thought actually.
No. You can carry on your scenario. The answer is no.
One question. I'm sure the answer is going to be exactly the same. But what happens if next season the atmosphere is bouncing like it was at Man United, etc.?
No.
Is there any? So basically, in a nutshell, mate, is there anything that will take you to get back into your seat?
If they bring us close to the stadium, if they bring us a world-class team in a world-class stadium, yeah. Which is what we was promised, were we not?
I've got a problem with this, all right? And that's why there's a reason I've not tried to persuade Jamie in any way, shape.
I'm only asking questions for the entertainment value. I sort of agree with him.
And to be rhetorical, I understand it. There's a really good reason I'm not. There's one thing that really annoys me. It's how the main point seems to be taken out of the debate. And I hear it all the time, and it is, well, let's just remove the seating issue for a second. Are you happy with the stadium? Whoa. That's ridiculous. It's like this pub has had a rethink, and if what they did was serve absolutely crap beer behind it, basically, they weren't serving beer, they were serving lemonade. And someone turned around and said, well, forget they don't serve beer. Do you like this pub?
I think that's
a good analogy.
No, I don't think it's a good analogy, because the beer to this pub is the football team to West Ham. I think that's
whatever. But you get the point.
No, because that would be changing the view of your seat.
I'll explain the point.
It would be changing the view of your seat in the pub. That's what it would be doing.
You're quite vociferous in your defence of it, but you are taking away a portion of the argument that I want to argue about. You can't say, oh, don't argue about that. But what about the rest? You're happy with the trades, right? You're happy with the burgers. No. I want to talk about the seats.
My question was to know if there was anything else, because the seats are the obvious thing to do, and it's sort of like, is there anything else other than the seats, or is it only the seats that will get him back in?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's all
Exactly.
about the seats.
Hence why I asked the question.
It is all about the seats. It is huge. The gap is immense. I know you're being rhetorical, because I know you think the gap is immense as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I look at it, particularly when we are in our seats that we're in, which are at the goal into the pitch, and you watch it bend round, curve round, and it is a world-class stadium. It's a world-class athletic stadium. Watch the Olympics in there, it's fantastic.
I went to a concert.
There you
Fantastic.
go. Wonderful. When it bends round and you see the furthest bit, from the middle on the halfway line to the thing, and you think, I don't know if that's 10 metres, I don't know if it's 15, but I know it's a lot. I know it takes me a long time to run it. And the moment that, I mean, you'd have to have a really big throw-in, wouldn't you?
It's that much of a gap. If you were to be on the upper tier front row of that furthest away point from the goal, you look down, you'll probably see a bar. That's how far away it is. You will see a bar, and beyond that bar, there's a walkway, there's tarpaulin. Before you even get to seats, you can actually see the people serving, probably. That's how far away it is.
And whilst we're boasting about, and I don't think we are, because I think it's done sarcastically, whilst we're talking about our carpet, there's a reason that nobody else has got a carpet. It's because nobody else needs a carpet. Because they don't have this massive, whopping chasm. We basically have the Grand Canyon between the front row seats, and they need to move that forward, and that would cure so many of the ills. And all those other promises, they're all tweaks, they're all byproducts, they're all side issues. And can we sort out the vendors? Can we make another walkway to the stadium? Can we sort out the turnstiles? Well, that's all lovely, okay? Because there is a lot of stuff about the London Stadium. It is better. Is it easier to get? Actually, not get to. Is it easier to get from? Yes, it's easier to get from. Is the surrounding area more pleasant? Yes, it is. I would say that. It's quite nice to go and have a little party in Westfield. Some nice boozers there.
Expensive.
It is expensive. It is, but and that's another thing about the corporate greed. But the be-all and end-all, I do feel, is the proximity. And you said earlier, John, about you have a good view. They're very clever with their language. There's a massive difference between view and proximity.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about proximity. So every time I go to an away game, I look at it, and it pains me because it actually, forget the Tottenham new stadium, Chelsea are talking about, and you know, you go to a lot of away games, Chelsea are talking about building a new stadium, they don't need to. It's 45,000 and it's wonderful. You are right there,
You're on the pitch,
you're
you're on the
right
pitch.
there. I mean, it's intimidating, it's fantastic. And we know we could have built 44, 45 at Upton Park, and it wasn't about us moving. And they will always say, oh, hold on, we've allowed extra people to come. Ash has given his reasoning, which is, it's allowed him to get a season ticket. He wouldn't have got one. And I do think it's miraculous that the club have gone from 26,000 season ticket holders, now have 50,000. That's impressive, and it should be applauded. But I don't want to ignore the fact of how far those seats are from the pitch. It's a killer. I really do feel it.
I agree.
Do you think they're allowed to? Are they allowed to do that? I did have to get permission from the owners of the stadium to do any work inside it.
Not yet, but I think the end game. And I mean, Jamie said earlier before we started recording, he wants to keep it. He wants to keep going because he does believe it will be sold. And I agree with him. I do believe it will be sold, but I believe the board are waiting until there's a reason they've gone through all these legal disputes with it was previously the LLDC, whoever the management operator is of the stadium. There's a reason they go through all these disputes. They want to nail them. They've got baseball there at the moment, it will make a loss. They had rugby there, it will make a loss. They had American football there, gridiron. It's now going to Tottenham. It made a loss. Our club desperately want that stadium to make a loss.
They won't have them get a sponsor. They won't have them get a sponsor.
Turns around and says, just take it. All of a sudden, they have got, whether it's a good stadium or it's not a good stadium, it's prime, as the Americans would say, prime real estate.
I think so.
Prime real estate. And then they can turn around and they can say, well, actually, anyone can build a beautiful 60,000 seat stadium then, and a whole row of apartments which you can sell for 2 or 3 billion. That's what they're waiting for. They want it to fail. They want it to.
That's what I think.
At that point, they can do what they want with the land, because whoever buys it, then the rich sheikh or whoever comes in and says, actually, I'm buying that and I'm having the land because the mayor's office or the LLDC or whatever you want to call it have signed it over. Then West Ham's suddenly own their ground again, and I do believe that's the end game.
Which goes back to what I was saying earlier, was about that's what a lot of us aren't happy about, is the commercialism side of it, rather than it's taken it away, it's taken what we knew as the working class venue and bumped it up a gear. A lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people do as a result.
But the owners aren't in it to make the 1 million a year from Socio, to make the 3 million a year for Betway, and all the rest of it. That's not why the owners are in it, and to get their interest payments. The owners are in it to get the 500 million final payoff from the rich Russian oligarch or whatever that comes in. That's why they're in it. That's the whole plan.
When you go back and the board change tomorrow, just out of interest, if the board changed tomorrow, same stadium, same squad, would you then turn up and go, you know what, new board, I'm going to back these lot, or you?
Define change tomorrow, but what sort of board?
It doesn't matter if it's for a rich Arab billionaire or
What
a Bob down the street with a few pounds.
Are they bringing the seats closer to the stadium or what?
Don't know.
Well, I don't
But
know.
they never promised you a world-class stadium.
Well, no then. Unless it's the same as Upton Park, right? And the seats are like, and we're within like, it's hard to describe that. Like, reaching distance is like a hard way to describe it, but you know what I mean.
I get what you mean. You just want
Like,
somewhere enjoyable.
I want to be able to like, if something like, say someone takes a corner, like when I was up the park, I was BL2, and if someone's taking a corner, I just shouted at them, they'd be able to hear me.
What's the shutter?
Doesn't matter.
Get me a Jaeger bomb.
Get me in. They never replied.
Dimitri?
They never responded to me, but still,
His fans, as he alluded to earlier.
clearly. But no, if I was to shout at someone taking a corner, they'd be able to hear me, 100%. But no, now, from my seat, I'm behind the goal. Well, I'm supposed to be behind the goal. Wherever it's called these days, I don't know what it's called. What's it called?
I don't know.
The BML. Like, that's where you
What's the
are.
stadium called?
That was the stadium.
London Stadium. So posh. No, how are they supposed to hear me? Like, it's
Gotta
about,
shout
what is
louder,
it, 20 yards? What is it, 20 yards?
It's a long way.
It's a long way. It's a long way. That's 20 yards, something like. But no,
I think in a different way, it was like you and me talking about going to see Lynn Gallagher live, for example. You said, would you rather go and see him in Brixton, or would you rather go and see him in Glastonbury? I'd say Brixton because it's more intimate and it's more of a proper venue.
Well, he's got to be there. I can't really think of it.
Then obviously Brixton.
You're right.
Go on, don't get semantic.
I'm going to York Hall next week. Going to York Hall.
You got an extra ticket or what?
Sorry?
You got an extra ticket or what?
You want to come to, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen, we're discussing it. But I'm going to York Hall. I went to Wembley to see Anthony Joshua fight. Give me the York Hall every day of the week. Yeah, that intimate thing here is great. It's great. Yeah.
And that's what we miss about the bowling. It's that intimate level of football.
Exactly. That's what I miss. That is exactly
We all
what I
do.
miss.
We all miss that.
That's what I miss.
The board,
It cannot be replaced.
let's start wrapping this up. I mean, we'll go back to the clickbait title, which we've titled it, Are You Starting to Forgive the Board or whatever? I think I know your answer, hence coming to you first.
No, please don't go to me first. Go over to. Please don't. No, go.
These are no. Gonzo?
No, I'm not. I can't get over the Upton Park move. I do think it was nice. And my cutting my nose off to spite my face in the way that Jamie is. I don't think I am. I do think he's denied himself a certain amount of life's pleasures. As you say, you mentioned the Manchester United home game. I do think, actually, there's a lot of things. If you take positives, the transport, actually, I do think it's a better day out at Stratford.
He still goes for the day out there.
Sometimes.
And he's not on his own. And I think the board would be happy to list back to you the benefits, like the transport, like when you can go to the boats, and even though it's nothing to do with them, but all of that sort of stuff. I think they'd be happy to list that back to you. That's not why they moved down. That's stuff we've made for ourselves. So there are positives to it, but I don't forgive them because I think that will go down in history of what they've done as wrenching a club away from its roots.
Okay, but in the last 12 months,
They've done better.
yeah. So, but you still don't budge at all until they change the seats up.
Because it's small increments, it's small percentages, and what they've done better. The big thing.
The transfers aren't a small percentage, though. Changing the transfer strategy, getting Usalos in, Pellegrini.
When
That's not a small
did they come over? 2009? Was it 2009?
Yeah, well, they've been here just like nearly 10 years, I think.
Okay, yeah, great. They've done a great job, right? In all fairness, hand up, they've done a great job. They've taken us from off the, what was it, Icelandics,
Yeah.
saved us from, what was it, administration.
Yeah.
Right, they've saved us from all that. It's great. Fantastic, they've done that. But they said, the only thing I'll never forget is Karen Brady said, oh yeah, we'll take you from Upton Park, we'll take you from that, and we'll give you a world-class team and a world-class stadium. That is what I remember her saying. Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, what was their time schedule? What was it, 7 years?
They had a 10-point plan, didn't they?
What was it, 10-point plan?
I don't
They
know.
renewed it. They renewed it after I think
They renewed the 10-point plan. It was a 10-point plan over 5 years.
Yeah, it was a
5-point plan over 50
No,
years.
it was a-
Exactly,
They did a 10-point plan when they first arrived, but it was largely based on getting the London Stadium.
Okay, that's great.
And then
They've
they did
done
a new one once
right,
they acquired
okay,
it.
that's
they
great.
did a
They've done
new
that. They've taken, what was it? So how long have we been in? 3 years? 3 years, okay. We've done okay. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't gone back. We haven't gone forwards. We've steadied ourselves. That's okay. I can deal with that. But it's time now that we start going forward, right? We need to go right now. Chelsea and Arsenal. No,
Do
sorry.
do you believe we are on the pitch?
What in terms of who?
The squad we've got today, as we talk.
Rest on a pitch from
Yeah,
10 years ago.
yes, 100%.
Even in the
yeah.
last, say 15 months, so
Yeah.
including last
Yeah,
summer's
Where were we
transfers,
10 years ago in the league when we hired them?
just above relegation. Well,
What
their
has-
first,
what years ago?
their first
Where are we
season,
in now? 2000. What are we in? 1920.
2010.
What? Who are we in?
2010, we finished 10th.
We got relegated.
No, that was the second
No,
season.
that was their first season.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So we
season
got-
before that,
We were mid-table.
under Zola, we were mid-table.
Yeah.
So at that point, have we progressed in 10 years?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah. Yeah, but everyone else has as well. That's the hard
Yeah,
thing.
but there's teams that haven't. There's teams in that. If you go back, I don't know who's in the league in 2010. But you go back, half of them are well, not half. I would say about 4 or 5 of them are still in the lower leagues.
So we haven't failed as miserably as some.
Depends how you
But
define.
we're still mid-table. So have we
It
progressed?
depends how you define failing or whatever.
Exactly.
I would
Yeah, but-
say staying in the Premier League and acquiring top 10 is a success.
I'd say we've
success. I would
progressed
say that's a
slightly,
success.
Very, not as
It-
much
it
as
is
like
hard
it's
to-
made out. I'd say we've
Progressed
progressed.
slightly. Progressed slightly.
We
Well,
used to
it's
just
hard
hover
to-
around, or if not, we'd get relegated.
Based on every other team, it's
We'll
hard
hover
to.
around
Like,
relegation.
we've hovered.
But
In the
No,
last 10
I'm
years,
saying no. We
thing is-
hovered around relegation zone, and now we're
In
the top,
2000 in 2000
mid-table to top up.
The big difference in 2010 to today, big difference is not something you can physically see, it's a mindset. In 2010 when they took over, we've finished, I don't know, I think it was 13th or 10th or something, in between there we finished. But we all feared the worst going into the second season with them. We feared, we knew there was a good chance of relegation. Today we sit here, I reckon I could ask you all for a league position finish, and I'd be surprised if anyone said 11th or lower. I'd be surprised. Okay, that's the difference. That's how I measure success. It's about hope. It's about what we have at the club. It's about stuff that you cannot physically. Well, you can't physically see Pellegrini, but you can't measure Pellegrini in terms of physicalness. But you know you've got a top manager now. But it's not Avram Grant. It's Pellegrini. You know, we're now moving forward. We feel expectations risen, hopes risen. I think we have moved on. It's just unfortunately the league position is we haven't moved on league position wise, but I think there's so many other things that we have.
Do you enjoy watching it on telly, West Ham?
I mean,
ask.
I just like the. If I go to the pub and we win, it's a great drinker. And if we go to the pub and we lose, it's a great drinker. I mean,
That was a drink.
basically,
He certainly loves a drink. There you go. I can't have a Jaeger.
yeah, you can.
So in other words, Jamie, you just got to be pissed the entire time to do stuff, yeah?
Right, so he's not softened his stance on the board. Have you softened your stance on the board? Last 13, 14 months gone. So
Exactly.
I'm not even a drinker, as you can see.
have you softened your stance on the board?
Well, I have now had a Jaeger. I could give her a cuddle.
No, do you really?
No.
Want to give Karen Brady a cuddle?
No, well, yeah, that's a separate thing.
Top shagger's back.
There it goes. I didn't. We weren't promised. I think Ash is right. Do we bobble anymore? Are we stable? Yes, we're stable. We weren't promised that we'd be stable. We were promised something else. They haven't delivered it. Are things getting better? Slightly and slowly. Yes. Having said that, I'm not going to sit here and think we'll finish 6th or 5th. Talk Sport, that's another video, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming out in the next few
Okay, that's
days.
another video. But not as much as we've not progressed as much as we should have done, I've got to say.
Ash, start rounding up. Have we progressed enough for you in the last 12 months or so? The board, that is. We're talking about the board here.
They've done too much damage to be fully forgiven ever. This won't happen.
John?
Agree with you actually 100%, mate. I don't think there's not enough forgiveness for what they've done over the last 10 years. Taking the relegation out of the equation, we haven't really progressed. In my personal opinion, we've always, like you said, we've hovered. Taking the relegation out, we've hovered in and around the positions, either being in the mid-table where we always hoped we would be, or hovering around the relegation. But will our opinions be the same 12 months from now? Because it's going to be the second season where they're promising decent stuff. We'll have to wait and see. But as it stands at the minute, it's too little, too late for me.
I would have said forgiving them. I do think this conversation's been a bit harsh on them for the last 12 months. I think if you wrote down 5 things for David Sullivan to do in the next 12 months, a year ago, I think he's achieved them all. He's kept his beak shut. He's got a director of people.
He's done all that. Yeah.
We spent 100 million last summer.
He has, yeah.
We're investing.
Is that him or is that Julius?
We asked David Sullivan to get someone like Julio, so you can't then. I think.
No, exactly. But
when it comes to negotiating for players, I strongly believe David Sullivan's heavily involved in the negotiating.
I hope so. I really hope so.
understand it, and I do have this from good sources. Actually, it was David Sullivan that actually put it's a deal.
I really hope so. I hope so.
Actually, that was before.
So Sullivan's negotiating these deals. I think Sullivan negotiated the Fornals deal, for example. Huselos identified him, but I think Sullivan did the money bit. He's backing his manager with cash.
So.
He's getting good deals in as well and stuff. So I think in the last 12 months, I think he deserves credit.
I think a massive turning point was that Burnley game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's. I don't know if it was.
But this video is about the last 12 months or so. So
since then they have.
John said just now he doesn't think we've progressed much. I disagree with that a lot. I think we've progressed. Our debt's been cut in half. It's 45 million. It's very manageable. We're under no financial pressure anymore. We've seen clubs like Arsenal got no money. Arsenal are sitting thinking, looking around, thinking we don't have much transfer budget here. We're comfortable. There's our debt is getting clear, and our debts is on the horizon at the club. Our wage structure is looking good. We're investing in the right players. Our assets, when they first took over, who did they have in the squad? Anyone worth over 10 million quid? Probably not. Parker, maybe. That was it. These days, I know it's about context, because players' fees have moved up and stuff, but if you look in the general prospect, we've got a lot of very talented, valuable
The fact
assets.
that we're going now for
We're
younger
talking about
players.
players. We did a video, it might or might not be on the channel at the minute, I don't know, called Seller Keeping. We went through players that we dispose of. Some of them are £15 million. That's how good our squad is. We're going into next season. With no fears of relegation, hopeful of a cup. Talk Sport and other media outlets are talking us up of challenging for the top 6 or whatever. I think they deserve a lot of credit for the last 12 months.
They deserve a lot of credit. It's just the full forgiveness isn't going to. But in the last 12, they have
There's no
improved
forgiveness,
massively.
but
A manager.
there is a degree where I can respect what they've.
Look, long term, you can make your case. Okay, you can make your case about the stadium. You can make your case about lies, and etc. etc. But a manager, there's a myth in football. You're only as good as your last result. So for a chairman, you're only as good as your last season. You're only as good as your last transfer window or something. So for me, they've done all right this last 12 months.
No, I agree.
And I am only as good as my last beer, and it's gone.
Anyway, we're going to start rounding that up. Our equipment, despite having it all, is going to start running out. Let us know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with us. We've all got various of opinions. Jimmy on one extreme. I suppose I'm the most positive, which is a bit unusual when it comes to the board. This is taking a turn. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're around here, and we'll see you in the next video.